Hello, I'm Leo Brown. This is the What If It Is True podcast for today as we take a look at our gospel message. Find the virtue. You will die in your sins, is the message. That's what Jesus says several times here. And you may think, wow, maybe not the best method of evangelization, but it's Jesus talking and it obviously works. That's what it says here at the end is that when he speaks this way, because he spoke this way, many came to believe in him. And this is the Gospel of John, chapter 8, 21 through 30. And I think what this is saying ultimately, he repeats himself a couple of times here, saying that you didn't believe that I am, right? The great I am God. And there were plenty of individuals in the first century who disregarded him as a lunatic, right? And that's kind of the old C.S. Lewis assertion that if he's not a lunatic and he's not a liar, then there's only one thing left, and that is Lord. So that's what we got to kind of assume here. And as we look at virtue and we try to find the virtue that we can apply, it comes right down to that is living like Jesus is God, right? Living like what he says is true and responding to the things that he has shown us. Doing some traveling over the weekend, so I one of these church signs out in the country, basically saying, in a nutshell, and I don't remember exactly what it says, but Jesus is the solution, or God's question is, God answers questions with Jesus, or something of that nature, right? And to someone who has no concept, what the heck does that mean, right? So another interesting thing while traveling this past weekend, it was a group of individuals who were preaching on the corner in a small town at a traffic light near the Walmart. And I'm thinking, okay, interesting. So, Jesus talked this way because he had already tried to build relationships with many and to heal them and feed them, and they still didn't believe. And that's why he said, you don't believe. If you don't believe, you'll die in your sins. But he also commands us to do the things that he was doing initially, feeding, healing, building, growing. That's the only way we're going to have an opportunity to get anywhere. It's not just simply putting out the answer there or putting out this kind of challenge. I don't think that's going to work. So the tough stuff is acting like we believe that Jesus is real and doing the things he did to connect with people in order to give them the chance of salvation. Tough stuff, right? But that's where the virtue comes in. And virtue is never easy, but it's always good, right? It's always best. It's always going to end well. To find out more about What If It Is True, visit us online at realliferadio.com, streaming 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Also, a couple of places in the Lexington area to listen, 94.9 FM and 1380 AM in Lexington, Kentucky. And, of course, the blog, which is whatifitisTrueRealLife.blogspot.com. I'm Leo Brown. This is the What If It Is True podcast. God bless.